I graduated high school and I was working at McDonald's and I met this guy in a barbershop. Old school guy, white Cadillac, nice little rims on it and shit like that. And he was coming to barbershop all the time, get his little fro trimmed up and shit. And he was like, man, you need to come down to this electrician trade school. Come join this apprenticeship program. You making this much by this time. Da, da, da. I'm like, man, I don't really want to do that shit. Why I didn't want to do it, I don't fucking know. Looking back, it don't even make sense to me now. But at the time, I just didn't want to do it. So I didn't. And I kept working at McDonald's. And I felt like I had other plans for myself, which I didn't. I felt like I was going to still end up winning in life, even though I didn't have a plan. And I just went on with life. And maybe a year later, I saw him. He like, oh, well, what you doing with yourself? Like, since you didn't come to the program. I'm like, shit, I ain't doing nothing. Then maybe like 2 years after that, I seen him and I just like ducked up the back of the barbershop when I seen him. And I was just ducking this nigga for years, bro. I was ducking this nigga for years because I was like ashamed that I didn't like do anything in life yet, even though I turned down the opportunity that he was begging me to take. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I caught up with that nigga a couple years ago, I was like, yeah, nigga, I didn't figure this shit out. Fuck is you talking about? But at the same time, I do felt like I should have, you know what I'm saying, follow the path that you have for me, and I kind of regret that. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him about it and shit like that. And that was the first, outside of family, that was the first person who attempted to mentor me, who attempted to take me under their wing and things like that. And I had a few other forms of mentorship, but that's what we talking about today. We talking about RoseGold, recapping RoseGold, which was all about celebrating mentorship, celebrating the accomplishments of our 6 mentees. And it also some shake that ass time involved too. And we're going to get to that as well.
Indubitably.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
Robbing bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
popping pills,
That's just what comes with being a man.
popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucking body.
When them bullets hit them up, look like son had a seizure. Run up, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Chains on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the cake.
Before Patreon, we're going to get to shake that ass time.
Indubitably.
And Patreon, we're going to get to the after party. But welcome back to, what's the name of the show?
This Roses Are Dead.
This is a pretty good show.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Check it out.
Welcome back to Rose. I want to say welcome back to RoseGold so bad. Welcome back to Roses Are Dead. Let me tell you, Rose.
Steele Jones.
How was your week and weekend?
Shit. It was lit.
Weekend was lit.
Weekend was very lit.
Okay.
RoseGold, big hit. And man, we throw a hell of a party, man.
Yeah.
We throw a hell of a party. It's an understatement.
For sure.
It's an understatement. Like, it's one of those things where you had to be there. Like,
Absolutely.
we could describe it. Well, you're gonna see the recap video too. But y'all knew that shit from last year though. But nah, week was great. I had back-to-back interviews.
Nice.
One of them Tuesday and Wednesday, and both of them. I feel good. I feel good. I did. That's right. Yeah, I did good on both of them.
Yeah.
And I'm way more confident in these interviews than I was that first Salesforce interview. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to getting both offers, so I can leverage one of the offers to get more pay at the other offer. I already know what company I want to go with, but I need both offers to make my plan work.
It's dope how you could go from like taking a risk to working at something to worrying about it not working out to being stressed out about it to like now it's kind of coming in abundance in the sense of like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy just going from struggling to having like more offers than one and being able to leverage and shit like that. It's just crazy how it all work out.
That's just how it usually be. I compared it to when you go from no job and to now, like, you know, you just got offers on the table and you don't know what to pick.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when you get into a relationship with a woman. As soon as you get into a relationship, the hoes just come in abundance.
Good problems.
Good problems.
Not the hoes coming in abundance, the job.
Yeah, for sure.
Job.
That's what I'm talking about too.
No, I don't think so, brother. No, I was just talking to somebody about that when it comes to like options and dating and shit like that. And I was telling them that I was explaining the way I date, and it sounded so toxic. But I feel like it was a good way to date. I was telling them that I basically, when I talk to somebody, I kind of focus in, not even kind of, I focus in on that person that I'm talking to. Whether the shit lasts 2 weeks or 6 months, I'm going to focus in on them. And, well, at least after the stage where it kind of develop a little bit. And I focus in on them. And if it doesn't work, I'll still like, hey, you know, if you still want to kick it, hang out, we can still do that. But I'll let you know, like, I don't really see this going nowhere. Mm-hmm. I'll let that be known. But it's like, if you still want to kick it, if you want to hang out, time to time, give me some coochie, whatever, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you. Now, I'm not asking for the coochie, but I'm not going to stop you. All right, cool. But at this time, now that I know that I'm not moving forward with you and I'm back like single, I was single the whole time. When I was dating you, I was still technically single, but I was focused on you. I wasn't fucking with nobody else. I was exclusive with you. Now that I'm single again, instead of dating, like I would let old people I used to date come back into my space and deal with them. And if I meet someone new and we're going just through that talking phase, we texting, it ain't really shit yet, I would rather be talking to somebody else that's old than versus me talking to 2 new people at once. Because you're talking to 2 new people at once, you start liking both of them, you got a fucking decision on your hands. Yeah. Because you know you can't marry 2 people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be in a relationship with 2 people. So you're going to have to like cut one of these people off, and it's probably not going to be because they did something wrong. Right. It's probably going to be just because you picked the other one and you end up hurting somebody's feelings. Or what typically happens is you ride that shit out for too long and you get jammed up talking to both of them. And you're not technically cheating, but they both like you too much to be sharing you, and that's a big ass problem. For me, I'd rather be talking to an old person because there's no decision. I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you already fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if, don't get me wrong, like if the old person come back and I feel like they really changed, I might get them a real shot. But if it's between some new shit and you already fucked up, it's a no-brainer for me. And I think it's just way easier to be like casually talking. I think casually dating is way easier to casually date an old person you should talk to. Mm-hmm. While you looking for somebody new, while you looking for your wife or whatever, versus dating.
That sounds fucked up.
It sounds fucked up, but it's real though. That's real. You know what I'm saying? Versus dating 2 new people that you trying to like see who your wife is gonna be. And if you dating with any level of discernment, then you're probably only gonna be dating really good candidates. Yeah. Like you're probably getting really good at picking to the point where everybody that you fuck with, they're not gonna be perfect, but they're gonna be like at least wifey material. So you're gonna end up in a situation to where it's like, this is gonna be tough.
I think the hard part about that is usually both of the women are good women.
Always.
Like they're good women.
They be flawed, but they be good women though.
Yeah. Everybody flawed, but they would absolutely be viable candidates for like marriage and shit like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so when it do come down to making a decision, it's like how do you explain like, nah, you're great, you're like you good, you ain't doing nothing wrong, I just don't want you.
Story
like,
of my life.
Like what?
Story of my life.
Story of your life?
I always have to explain that, or I'm always avoiding explaining that. One or the other.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
It sucks.
That's tough.
Cause it's like it don't feel good to tell somebody like, yeah, you're great, I just ain't on that with you. Yeah. Like it feels fucked up even saying it. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just like I don't know.
But whose fault is it? I'm thinking from a standpoint, we in this, and I tell you, you know, I don't know. How do you even I don't know. I'm a little lost myself.
It's the thing is like everybody's cool with the concept of dating until it happens to them and they're not on the beneficial side of it. Yeah. So everybody's cool with like, oh yeah, date, you know, figure out who you like, get to know yourself, date this person. If it don't work out, it's cool. You single, you got the right to fuck with different people. Everybody cool with the idea of that. Yeah. Until you date them motherfucker you like and they don't choose you. You know what I'm saying? Like then it ain't cool all of a sudden. Then it's like you a narcissist, you a fucked up person, God. You gaslit this person, you ain't shit. Like damn. You know what I'm saying? But the idea of it, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Oh, date around, see what you like.
That's the standard. Like, yeah, girl, date multiple
anybody
people.
Will tell you that.
And I've been on that side where like I've been told, nigga, you're perfect.
Yeah.
But just not for me. And I feel like since we on the subject, all y'all listening, be okay with that. I know it's easier said than done, but people are gonna choose what's best for them. And if somebody, like right now, where I'm at, if that was to happen, I'd be totally fine. Yeah. I understand it 100%. Like you have to choose the best option for you, because I'm gonna do the same for me.
Yeah.
And if I just so happen to be on the other side of that coin where, you know, we had a great experience, but for whatever reason you feel like you'd be better off over there, wherever that is, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the people that I've dated are great. I just think that like the like, you know, the shit that I was tripping on, I feel like another nigga might not even trip on that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like that's all I was tripping on. Now he might be tripping on some other shit you got going on that I was cool with. Yeah. But you know, like it'd be like you ain't like you solid, you super solid. It's just, you know, some shit I don't wanna. So I feel that like I do think people got to be okay with somebody saying like, nah, you great. It just ain't. Mm-hmm. It ain't.
It's a hard thing to accept because it took me a long time to accept that with an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. My week was pretty good. The weekend was good. The event was great. A lot of people came out. It was dope, man. We brought a lot of well dressed people out. You know what I'm saying? The niggas had they suits tailored like we asked them to.
I feel like that
niggas got super fly for that shit.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't want to say like we setting a standard for niggas to get tailored suits, but it's gonna be a standard at RoseGold for sure. Like if you don't do shit else, like you already know how to come in, whatever we name the event.
I do think we kind of setting a standard just because it's. I don't think it's a lot of niggas that wear tailored suits. I think a lot of niggas that wear suits on the daily in corporate America, them niggas look terrible.
Man.
Like terrible, right? And other people who only wear suits to funerals and shit, you know, niggas, if you don't wear suits like that, like I just started really learning how to wear a suit maybe 4 years ago. Maybe sooner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 years ago. So before I got into that, nigga, I didn't know how to really put a suit together. And you know what I'm saying? TJ still kind of teaching me how to do that shit really the right way. So most niggas ain't really tailoring suits like that.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker buy some slacks and find a jacket to match.
Yeah.
And however that shit fit on you, that's how it fit on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it fits horribly.
Yeah, and you ain't walking around looking at niggas in suits all day, so you don't even really pay attention to the difference. And if you're a nigga who don't wear suits,
you gonna think you
just throwing a suit on, everybody around you be like, oh, this nigga just went crazy. You never seen you with a suit on. So, right. But I think tailoring, it's something that's not necessary, but it's like once you see the difference and you, the first time you throw a tailored suit on yourself, I didn't really give a fuck until I got my shit tailored before. I be looking back at old pictures of suits that weren't tailored like, damn, I was tweaking. I thought I was fresh as hell that day. Once you throw that tailored joint on, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm never not doing this shit again.
I got my first tailored suit was, I want to say 2018 or 2019. I was working for, I was doing like the door-to-door sales shit.
Yeah.
And the owner, he was like, you know what I'm saying, whoever get the most sales this week, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take y'all shopping and buy y'all a suit. So I'm competitive as fuck, so I went out and had the most sales. And we went and got the suit, got it tailored. Boy, I put that motherfucker on, you couldn't tell me shit. It was gray. And I had a navy blue one. But actually I didn't tailor that navy blue one. That came straight from H&M. Back when H&M had good shit. H&M fell off so hard.
Oh my God, they did.
That shit is fucking garbage. I don't even go in that store. I ain't been in that store in years.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
But yeah, no. Tailor suits, man. Get y'all one of y'all. You know, need the plug. We got y'all.
Absolutely. Let's do a voicemail. Oh, I was gonna say too, my son mom was in RoseGold and she was tripping off she was like, it's so many pretty women in here. Like she kept saying that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just kept like, even on the phone the next day, she was like, it was a lot of pretty women there. Like, what the fuck do you think this was? Like,
the fuck?
Like, what?
We them niggas.
You thought it wasn't? Like, what the fuck?
You thought you was the only pretty girl I was.
Yeah, nah. Not in eyesight.
Knucklehead.
Knucklehead is crazy.
I was almost offended a little bit.
You should have been. Because you think you be around ugly. No, I'm just.
That sounds like a police radio.
Dispatch.
Oh, yeah. It's not a real voicemail.
I mean, it's a butt mail.
Anyway, if y'all want to leave us a voicemail, 773-340-1509. I think
I gotta
it's in the description.
I gotta get a P.O. box. Cause
Yeah.
I made that post today. Like, if you want to give me something for my birthday, and I put the hat link up there.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "Well, I'm gonna send it. Like, you got a P.O. box?" I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna go get it tomorrow."
When you get it, send me the number too. I need one too.
For sure. We just gonna use it.
Yeah, we're gonna run your shit up.
Basically.
Get a big one.
Right. Yeah, I gotta drive out to go get it though. It's by my house.
Nah, you just gonna bring us the shit. What? But I don't know, man. Back to RoseGold. I want to take a step back and talk about mentorship, man. What was some of your memorable experiences with mentorship early on?
His name was Kelvin Phipps.
Shout out to Kelvin Phipps, Mr. Phipps.
That nigga, like he was cold, like mentally. I'm trying to see who I can compare him to. The nigga was so witty and smart and had like just a good philosophy on life. I remember he was one of the first niggas that like compared to like a job, because we was just talking about this, how people could be bragging like, "Oh, I don't work for nobody." Woo. It was I'll never forget. It was he was talking to a barber, and Kelvin, he had a job and he was an entrepreneur. He actually made more money being an entrepreneur than at his job, and he had a good job. He said he kept the job for obviously the benefits, and he had been there for so long. His business took off later in life, you know what I'm saying, after he put all these years in his job. So he was like, it don't make sense. I might as well go ahead and get the pension and shit. It ain't really interfering with my business or whatnot. So he was having a conversation with a barber, and the barber was like, nigga, you got a job. You know what I'm saying? I own my time. I can go as I please. Woo woo.
No, you can't.
And this is he was like, he's a super stoic, smooth dude. He was like, oh man, that's what's up, for sure. Like, how many heads you be cutting? Like a day. And he's finna set him up real good. He like, how many heads you be cutting a day? He like, shit, right now I be fucking around cut like maybe 8, 10 cuts. Ooh. I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. And like that, like he basically did all the math. And he like, so you be here like 70 hours a week, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, on average, ooh, sometimes if I'm going crazy, I fuck around being here 80 hours a week. Yeah. He said, and you own your time? He said, while you're behind the chair, I'm out living my life. Yeah. Like, you have to be here to make money. Yeah. My business, that shit is a recurring income. I don't have to be. I fuck around. He just got paid while I was talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So he, I was like around 23 years old, and that was the dude. He gave me my first, what the fuck name was that book? Shit, what was the name of that? I got the image in my head. But he introduced me into personal development, like self-help books. He would send me audios, and because he showed me how like I could make a lot of money, and then I just was head down trying to get the money, and just me as a person, I just wasn't developed like mentally. I didn't have the right philosophy. It was like I had very short-term thinking, and he peeped that right away, and he was like, "Hey, read this book. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks to read this book." You know what I'm saying? And then we'll talk about it. And of course, 2 weeks went by. I didn't read the book, and he was like, "All right, don't call me until you read the book."
Hazing.
Hazing is crazy.
That's hazing.
Yeah, don't call me until you read the book. But I feel like I got a lot more mature mentally and a little bit business savvy with him. He taught me how to storytell, like when I was doing like presentations in front of rooms and shit. And he taught me how to like control a big crowd and how to hide my nervousness at a small crowd and all that type of stuff. So a mentor is a cheat code. A mentor, you know what I'm saying? That's the fast track. You can sit in traffic. Without a mentor, you on 94 in the local lane. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking, with a mentor, you in the express lane because you learning from somebody else's mistakes. And he used to say, if you could read a book and save yourself 5 years of 5 years of a learning curve, why the fuck won't you read the book?
You're right. Yeah. Agreed.
So mentorship was great for me.
For sure, man.
Who's your first mentor?
I feel like I had a lot of mentors, and I was talking about this in my story a couple days ago. Like, there was a lot of people who was like in my corner helping me with shit that I didn't realize was in my corner helping me with shit, and like I didn't necessarily appreciate it all the time. So like one of those people, for example, was this guy named Tommy. I worked at McDonald's and shit, and Tommy was the store manager, and he was an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He was an asshole, but he was cool. Like he was like one of them hot and cold, nice niggas.
I hate that
like
shit.
It was cool because it was like after a while, I was like, all right, Tommy fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? He cool. He good people, but he just be on bullshit sometimes. So he would do shit like, you know, me and my homie was working there and we was young and he knew that we could work late and shit like that. So he'd kind of take advantage of that and be like, hey, we got like the corporate coming tomorrow. Woo, I need y'all to clean like the store top to bottom. We was working like 24-hour shifts and shit like that. Like I'm dead ass. Like dead ass, we get there at 3 o'clock, do a regular night shift, do the overnight shift, unloading trucks and cleaning and shit like that. Then do the morning shift when the corporate people get there in the morning. We know everything because we was here all night. You know what I'm saying? So we'd do that shift too. We've been at bitch 24 hours, bro. I'm talking, we cleaning the wheels on the grill. God damn. Like crazy shit, you know? And but during those times, he would talk to me about like profit loss statements and shit like that. And he one thing I always remember was he taught me the profit margins of breakfast. I never forget that. And he was like, you know, we make more money from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. selling breakfast than we do for the rest of the entire day. And I was like, that's impossible. It's a 24-hour store. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm looking at the breakfast menu, looking at how much a fucking double quarter pounder is. And like, I can't see that. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, we don't make as much in gross sales, but it's way more profit because breakfast is so cheap. Like we might pay 3 cents for, like if you take the unit price of a packet of coffee, it might be 3 cents. Like we got a box of like 100 of these bitches. If you divide it out, it's like 3 cents a pack. But we making like 3 large cups of coffee and selling them for like $3 each off that shit. So we make like $9 off 3 cents. Like the profit margin is ridiculous. Yeah. You look at pancakes, you might got 40 cents for the box of pancakes because we buying the shit in bulk. And you get like 30 pancakes out this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
charging $5 a pancake.
You know what I'm saying? You make like $40 off a box, maybe more than that, off of a 40 cent box of pancakes. He was like, the margins are ridiculous. And it made me think about like, if I opened a restaurant, he's like, a breakfast restaurant, it's 6 to 2, it's only one shift for people. You ain't open all day. Your profit margins are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And there was so many other benefits to it. And I was like, after a while, you stop and look like, why is he telling me all this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even have his own restaurant. Like, and he teaching me different shit about how to run a restaurant and shit like that. And at one point, it was this shit called Hamburger University.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Where it's like you go there to learn how to do corporate McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And at that age, working at any type of McDonald's was working at McDonald's. I don't give a fuck if you like
I'm like the corporate office.
I don't give a fuck if you get making like $100,000 a year and you work at McDonald's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my brain at that age. But he was like, man, y'all should, you know, look into this. Y'all should try Hamburger University. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be making this. And it was just like, looking back, I was like, damn, bro really saw potential in us. Yeah. But of course, nigga, we working a 24-hour shift. Like, man, fuck this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga on bullshit. Like, you know, so I think he was one of the first people that when I look back in life that like saw me and was just like, all right, shorty got some potential. Let me pour into him more than I would everybody else, even though we in this position where, and you got to think about it, like, he's telling me how to run businesses that he know how to run but's not running because he older, maybe he don't got the confidence to open his own restaurant, but he been running this restaurant for 20 years, so he know how to do this shit. So he telling the 17-year-old like, hey bro, look, this how you do this, woo, woo, woo. And I'm just like, looking back on him, I'm just like, damn, dude, really, like, you know what I'm saying? I was on some shit. I fuck with him.
It's interesting how like a mentor can see potential in somebody, and not somebody like a kid. Yeah. And obviously it's because of their experience through life, and they know what success look like, they know what failure look like, they know the traits that successful people have. Yeah. And so us as kids, we come around, we just it's just who we are. But since they've been around so long, they could see it and they want to pour into it. And recently, like when I was in like the network marketing company, and first of all, shout out to this crazy nigga, my homie Ant, you know, on Holyfield on Facebook. It's a fucking menace. But I didn't know him. He saw me online, like on Instagram, and he was like, man, he inboxed me. It was so crazy. He inboxed me like, man, bro, like we don't really know each other, But he's like, man, you got a lot of influence. Like, I got this business idea. I feel like you would knock that shit out the park. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, for sure, let's do it. And the nigga, he's like, I'm gonna pick you up for this this meeting. And so he came to my crib, picked me up, and it was like he wanted to introduce me to somebody that was like, like one of the top earners that was in the company or whatever. And we went to an unemployment office. That was the crazy part about this shit. We were in an unemployment office talking about how you can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. Like, what the fuck are we in the unemployment office talking about being a millionaire? Right. This is a fucking scam. But like after I saw the presentation or whatever, I was privy to network marketing, so I was damn near gonna be like, nah, I'm cool. But it was like about travel, vacations and shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with it. Long story short, he was right. Like I had way more influence than I thought I did. Like I'm talking about like my first week. It was a thing called like personals. That's like personal signups that you get. The average person in network marketing signs up like 1.5 people. I don't know what the 0.5 is. They would just always say that. Like the average on average 1.5.
Yeah.
I think my first week I had 9.
Yeah.
And then the next week, fucking 4 more. Like over the course of like my time there, I had 100.
Yeah.
Like 100 personals, and that's from like just the influence I had, me talking to people.
Yeah.
And that showed up, that type of influence and the skill that I had to build such a large team. I can see it now. I did it with the accountability group. Like the first month, the shit hit 100 people, 100 members. Yeah. So he saw that, the other mentor saw that, and I still get calls to this day from people who was like on that team or whatever. They be like, man, bro, this is a new company. Nigga, I know you would kill it, but I just don't. That's just not my interest anymore. Yeah. But the point is, they saw like potential. Yeah. And as older people, they just poured into that, and that's when I met my my mentor. We call it KP, and he would just like course correct me. I remember that the first thing. One of the things he did, he was asking me what type of apartment that I wanted to live in, and what kind of car that I want to drive. And I told him. He was like, have you test drove the car? I'm like, nah. He like, did you go to the high rise downtown and like check it out and all that? I'm like, nah. He like, okay, you need to go see it. You need to go feel it. You need to experience it because it's gonna draw it closer to you. So he took me, he set an appointment. He's like, what building you want to live in? I told him. He set the appointment and he took me up there, and I'm like, we on the top floor and shit. And that shit inspired the fuck out of me. You know what I'm saying? And then next we after we saw the crib, we went, at the time I wanted a BMW X6. So he took me to the dealership, and we test drove a BMW X6, and it just that's where the statement kicks in. Once the mind is expanded to an idea, it's impossible to retract. Yeah. From that moment, I'm like, this is attainable. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, shit is dope.
Absolutely. I say another one. My biggest mentors was my cousin. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Face. He just always would just randomly be like, I'd be at his crib when I lived in college. When I came, if I ever did come home, I'd stay at his crib, and he'd just be like, "Hey, come take a ride with me real quick." I don't know where the fuck we going. Like, nigga might be going to Maxwell's, nigga might be going to Home Depot, whatever. But we just hop in the car, and he'd just get to teaching me a life lesson about some shit that he might got going on, and how but in real time, he like, bro, this is. But it's not like, it's not explicit. It's kind of implicit. It's not like, if you ever go through this is what you do. He'd just be saying like, hey, check it out. This nigga tried to play me. He did this. This is what I'm finna do. This is how I'm finna handle this shit. And he'll just teach me so much shit. It was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And again, even with that, I really didn't get why. Because I'm like, all right, we got other little cousins, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. But he was a big influence on me. And like I was talking about my story the other day, my boxing coach obviously is a coach. A coach is a mentor in an extent. But it went beyond the ring, in the sense that, my boxing coach knew exactly how much I weighed all the time. Like, I couldn't cheat on what I was eating, and you know what I'm saying, shit like that. And there was a lot of us. So it just felt like real personal that he knew like everything about me and shit like that. And then like I was saying, he would make us run extra laps and shit. Yeah. Like if we was tired, like if at the practice was finna end and niggas wasn't like dog tired sweating and shit, it's like we not dog tired sweating because we're getting better. We're better conditioned. So it's like I feel good that I'm not tired as fuck no more. Like them 100 push-ups, I'm knocking them bitches out. Like,
for sure.
He like, nah, go run another mile. Go do another 100 push-ups. Now there's new rules in this bitch. Like if you slip up and curse, now it's 100 push-ups and all type of shit. Like what the fuck is coach on? Like he on bullshit. And like you'll get to a point at different moments where you'll get annoyed with your coach or you want to dodge your coach. And fuck that, I ain't going to practice today. Coach overdoing it, whatever the case may be. And as a kid, you don't get it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And when I got older, I started taking kids up there so they can box and shit like that. And he started doing some of the same shit to them. I'm like, I used to hate when you used to do that shit. And he like, bro, I had to make sure y'all did not have no energy to be in the streets when y'all left this bitch. Like, I wanted y'all dog tired, go to fuck home, go to sleep, go to eat and go to sleep. Like go to school the next morning. I'm trying to make sure y'all just depleted leaving this bitch so y'all don't go outside and get in trouble. And I'm just like, damn, like you'll be being protected by people in ways that you're completely oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? And it could be some of that thought process when I had the job at McDonald's and the store manager is giving me hella hours and shit. You know what I'm saying? He see like what's going on in the neighborhood. He see I live around here and all this bullshit going on around here. That could be just a form of protection, like, cause it wasn't like I was a raw ass McDonald's worker, like I was a regular shorty. It wasn't like I was, hey, that bitch just making burgers hella fast, like you know what I'm saying, like
Burger man.
It wasn't nothing like that. So you know, I don't know. It just be so many people in your life. It be them implicit mentors, them unsung heroes. I was also talking about, you know, how nigga coaches, bro. Coaches be cold. Like them coaches that's really got their hands on their players. Terrence Crawford was saying how his coach would let him pick him up from school and have him sitting at his house watching boxing before they go to the gym. And he said he'll be there for 3 hours. When somebody say that, it's just like you could like easily gloss over that statement. But when you really think about, I'm a grown ass man with kids, I might got a wife, whatever the case may be. I'm going to pick you up from school, and if I got you waiting at my house for 3 hours, that means I got other shit to do. Yeah. Like, we not waiting at my house for 3 hours for no reason. So while I'm handling whatever obligations I have to handle around the house, I got a kid that's not mine sitting in this bitch in the living room, in my wife's space, in my kid's space, watching boxing. I'm probably feeding this nigga before practice, feeding this nigga after practice. That's not my child. This is just a shorty that I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas be like real heroes, bro.
For
like
sure.
they be, and it's like, nigga, even if Terrence Crawford end up working at fucking Target, you still save shorty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking about that too. Like, what do we think is the measure of, how do you measure success for the kids that we deal with and the environments we deal with? And I be looking like, you know, we talk about trade school, we talk about real estate and all that. I hope that they hit every peak that they want to hit in life. But if you in the streets right now at 14, 15 years old, nigga, if you end up 65 as a cashier at Walmart and you get to meet your grandkids, you won. Yeah. Like, especially the track you on is straight death, bro. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. So, and I'm not trying to like lower the bar for our kids, but just being realistic. Everybody's not gonna be rich. Everybody's not gonna be a millionaire and shit like that. But it's like, nigga, we're trying to get you off the track of death. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let's go into the party.
Bet. Bet. Like it was a point. The party started, and it's so. I want to be even more present.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
What?
We gotta go into the Mentees first. Not the party, but the event.
Oh, say the event then, nigga.
Yeah, my bad. What do you feel like you learned so far from mentoring the Mentees?
You know what stood out to me? Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't got a little teary eyed when wasn't not Bari. Damari. Yeah. When Damari thanked Boogie for like man, shout out to Boogie. He got me back. Like he got me real focused on my poetry. Like, I want to be good, and you know whatever conversation they had, that just really stood out to me because it's beautiful on both ends. For Damari, it's like I just got a spark, and I respect the dude who teaching me. Like I'm inspired. I'm on my craft, and for Boogie probably gets the greater reward in that. Because nothing in this feels better than fulfillment. That's fulfilling. Like when you doing something that's fulfilling, you can't match that. And you know, I know Boogie felt good as hell. You know what I'm saying in that moment. So just the impact that the environment that we created for them, the village, and they just being inspired from all different ways. And you may not see it right now, but not you, but just in general, people. We planting seeds. Mm-hmm. They will never forget this. Like it's shit. Like it's moments like these. It's experiences like these that when they become men, they remember stuff like that. For sure, it's going to affect their character in a positive way, and they're gonna carry that shit forever. I'm sitting up here talking about a mentor I had when I was 23. Yeah. Like that, and how much of an impact. And we wasn't together. We probably together like 4 years.
The manager of McDonald's. You feel me? 20 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So what we're doing is fulfilling.
Yeah.
That's why we don't be, you know what I'm saying? You know, like the numbers and trying to grow. We want to go viral and all of that. Like we're actually helping the shorts.
Like real life impact.
It ain't about, accolades for real.
I think it's something special about seeing yourself in a kid and being the missing piece that you didn't have for the kid.
Yeah.
I see myself a lot in Cortese more than anybody else. Who do you see yourself the most in?
I want to say the Mario, but he was way wilder. He's way wilder than me. Like, Lil is a menace. but I like it. I see. But the reason I see myself in him, the confidence, the personality. He funny. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no hoe. Clearly. You know what I'm saying? So, but. It ain't eye to eye, but I definitely see myself in Lil Bro.
Yeah, he got a lot of confidence for sure. for sure. I feel like I'm always impressed by that. But yeah, I think I see myself in Cortese the most. He's super shy. Like usually he did the speech. He's like, look, I ain't gonna lie,
hey, man.
I'm nervous to the motherfucker. He like, man, fuck this shit. And I wish he would have got through more of his speech. I didn't want to. A part of me wanted to be like, let me help him out and like tell some of his story, but I don't want to speak for him. I'm gonna let him do his thing. But it's so much more to his story, and I feel like if people would have heard it, it would have been just dope. You know what I'm saying? So, but he accomplished a lot since meeting him. You know what I'm saying? He was in some trouble, got out the trouble or whatever. Had to switch locations as far as the crib unexpectedly. And he just been in situations to where most he's 18, he finished high school. Most guys his age would crash out in his same situation. Most guys his age would be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go rob somebody, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that. Because he's in a very difficult spot. Very, very difficult spot. And he worked his job. Bro, I met him, he had a plan. It wasn't a realistic plan, but it was a plan. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I work here, I'm gonna do barber college, I'm gonna buy this car in this amount of time. And it was just like, I'm looking like, all right, what car? So I'm like, all right, let's get specific about the goal. What car do you want? He's showing me the cars. I'm like, you finna buy that $6,000 car in 3 months? How much do you make? Like, you know what I'm saying? We just started to like make it make sense and shit. And he was just like receptive. You know what I'm saying? So we're still working on getting him in trade school. Getting him in barber school and the tuition and all of that. And then but he already cutting hair and shit like that. He pretty good too. And then I put him in a trade school that paid him to be there. He finished that, and it's another trade school that's gonna pay him that I'm trying to get him in August, as well as barber college. You know what I'm saying? He cutting hair on the side and shit like that. So he doing pretty good. And he's just motivated. Like he's not taking no for an answer when it comes to life as far as just like saying fuck it and getting in the streets. And he has full access to do that. It's not something that he's scared of or unfamiliar with. Like it's nothing stopping him from doing that other than him being responsible and mature enough and just having enough foresight to say like, I want more out of life and I'm just not going that route. So I fuck with all of them, but I definitely see myself.
You identify with him.
Yeah, I identify with his situation a lot. Yeah, he just a super appreciative kid. Like he'll call me like, "Hey, bro, I really appreciate you." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like when we had those conversations, I don't be tearing up and no shit like that. Like we be on the phone and shit, and I be like, "Nah, bro, it's all good, whatever." But you could just hear in his voice, like he was like nigga, I met you at the right time because this shit difficult. You know what I'm saying? So, I just really fuck with him, man. But Jaden's special too, though.
Absolutely.
They all special. I'm gonna put that out there. But Jaden is the youngest. He's so fucking articulate.
He gonna be a motherfucker.
It's crazy.
All of him is, but it's just, you know, he got a gift of that with that articulation and shit. But back to Cortez.
Yeah.
I had just thought of this. You said he had a plan, but it just wasn't. You like, first of all, the plan didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But he had one
For sure.
He had one, right?
Yeah. That was impressive as fuck.
And it was another. He was like maybe like a distant mentor. This guy, and that just reminded me when you said he had a plan, but it wasn't. You know, that was a spark of interest. You know, it was a spark of interest, and the mentor of mine, or the distant mentor, he was so cool. He created like. He had been doing that network marketing shit for a long time, and he created like 10 millionaires, all from like they was nothing, and they started working with him. He started mentoring them, and you know, in 3 years they was millionaires. 5 years they was millionaires, and I remember he was explaining it one time. He was like, "I got a quote or like a little, I'll just say like a quote." He said, "A boy comes to me with a spark of interest. I feed that spark until it becomes a flame. I feed that flame until it becomes a fire. I feed the fire until it becomes a roaring blaze." And I know all I need is the spark. If they got the spark, I got the guidance and the leadership. I'm going to get that. You will make $1 million if you just follow everything I tell you to do, type shit. And we got a lot of sparks in the village, and we're feeding the sparks. There's shit like this, and it's going everything I just explained. That's what's gonna happen. Like we're gonna harvest. Harvest time is gonna be when they're like 25, some shit like that. Like you're really gonna see the value of what we're doing as these young men become, you know, viable citizens of society. You know, law-abiding citizens. They doing shit the legal way. They making real money, and that's from the seeds that we plant right now. That's from the spark that we feeding right now. So
Yeah. And then you got the brothers.
Oh yeah.
You got Kenneth and Kelly.
Oh yeah.
They so quiet. Like they
Quiet
speeches
as
was
hell.
dope as fuck. And I'm just like, damn, they surprised me because
Kelly
of how
surprised
quiet
me.
they was. Yeah.
Kelly
really quiet. He don't say shit.
He don't say nothing. I was wondering how that was gonna go. Then bro got up there and did his thing.
Bro, every time we in the village at the end, the cameraman will come around and be like, "What you learn today?" Confidence. That nigga got a one-word answer every time. Never fails. Never fails. And he damn not gonna say what the person before him said. Like, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, bro is like he's Silent Sam for sure. He not saying
Silent
nothing, bro.
Sam.
That shit crazy. But you know what I'm saying? So, and then BJ had a great speech. Gave his mom a lot of love. He said something that we just talked about on the podcast. He said that the dream I had wasn't really my dream. I just pursued that because I saw other people doing it and thought that shit was cool. We just had the Factory Settings podcast about the same shit.
For him to be as young as he is and identified that so early, I was just following somebody.
Yeah.
And he's definitely, I don't know many kids his age that want to be a software engineer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, and where he from.
Yeah.
And even when I was a shorty, I was like super into video games. At one point I wanted to. Somebody asked like, "What you want to do for when you get older?" I want to make video games. You know what I'm saying? And that changed, but with BJ, he know a lot about that shit, and he locked in on it.
Yeah, for sure. So that was dope to see, man. Invictus Lodge 1777 came through. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Gave everybody
those were some raw ass plaques for them.
Yeah. Gave them all plaques. Showed a lot of love. Gave them some speech, some encouragement. They said they want us to put them in a bidding war.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take their word up on that. I'm definitely gonna take their word up on that. So that was dope, man. All of that was dope. And then Teron did his thing. He pretty much hosted all of the boys coming in, on and off the stage. We both did our speeches and shit. I was nervous as fuck.
Yeah, that's great. I couldn't tell. I ain't gonna lie.
I was nervous as fuck. I was nervous because my mom was there.
Yeah.
Very unexpected.
You know what? I did. As you say it, I noticed it a little bit because you're very good at not saying
Yeah.
You're very good at that.
Yeah.
You said this shit like 72 times up there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of my speech, and I feel like I was overthinking the speech, and I couldn't write it. And that's why I kept saying I don't want to say nothing deep, because I was just going to keep it super simple. Like, hey, thank y'all for coming out. Thank you to these people. Jones, there you go. Like, I was going to keep it that, but when I got on stage, I'm like, nah, let me talk a little bit. But like my mom was there. My mom has never came to any of our events and things like that. Not that she was ever invited to them. We just don't have that relationship.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just crazy because obviously this is the biggest event that we not biggest as far as like attendance, maybe. I don't know, maybe probably not. But it was the most important event to me that we've had so far. Right? Mm-hmm. I don't even know if that's true. It was a great event. And it was important. And I think this is the first event that showcased, like, it pulled my whole life together. Because usually the podcast events are just about podcasting. And this one was about, like, the work that I was already doing. It all made sense. And it's interesting because, you know, those things being separate in my life for so long, podcasting and working with kids has always been separate. And this is the first time putting it together on display at the same time. My parents really don't know anything that I do. You know what I'm saying? And with my life. So for my mom to be there, and I would expect my dad to be there for my mom being there, but my mom to be there and see it, that was dope to me. I was happy about that. Very unexpected. The shit we had on kind of matched a little bit. That was cool. Yeah. I enjoyed that part. And like I said, the most full circle moment of that was like when she was like, why are they calling you Terry Roseland? Like, that shit was hilarious.
No, that was fire though. I thought you knew she was coming, but like since she just popped up, that shit made it 10 times cooler.
Yeah, that shit was cool, man. That shit was cool. So I don't know. Hopefully, I think that might be like a good step in like making that relationship a little bit better. Their anniversary was 2 days later on April Fool's Day, and you know, shit. I called him and shit, talked to him. It was cool.
For sure. See Planet.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Let's talk about this party.
Shake that ass time.
Shake that ass
going there.
time.
What time are we at?
50.
50?
Okay, we Gucci.
And we had that look talking in the beginning type shit.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, the party. Like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The party started, and oh wait, okay, I got it. I want to be a lot more present.
Yeah.
On the next one, it's like we looked up, and the party was fucking full as hell.
It was crazy.
Like it was like it was half full, and for whatever, like motherfuckers busy talking whatever, and then you look up, that bitch was just busting.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was like the food, everybody being in line for food. So the people was there, but everybody was kind of like in an L shape for the food.
The bar.
Like, once that food went away, once motherfuckers got their drinks, and a couple more people poured in, you look up and like, wait, what the fuck?
I couldn't. I'm walking through the thing like trying to get past people and shit.
Yeah.
But shout out to everybody. Like everybody looked good, man.
Yeah.
Like niggas was clean. The ladies was beautiful. Like the ladies was beautiful.
The ladies was beautiful. Sound like my son, mom.
Man, yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful ladies there. Like I say, everybody came through super clean. Had the some super nice shit on. Everything was smooth, man. Like no incidents.
Oh no, I didn't even anticipate that.
Yeah, nah. But you know, shit was great. It was a great event. Like I said, I love that we were able to cover everything with the payment strategy that we used, the pay what you want strategy, where you could pay whatever you want for between $1 and $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like for everybody did pay $1, it was somebody who paid so much more that it made up for it, and we was able to cover everything we needed to cover. And I think the special thing about RoseGold in the village is that it's really a village. Like it's really a village. Like it's really like everybody who came, because your tickets is going towards the mentees, you're a part of the village. Like you're helping these kids become what they're gonna become. And it's like, in my eyes, it's like it's all of our party. Yeah. Like we planned it, but y'all paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all paid for these suits. The suits the kids got on. Y'all paid for everything, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? The DJ, the photographer, the videographer, like y'all paid for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we planned it, and y'all and the people just really came through and made it happen. And I feel like that's what the village is all about. Like we laid it out and they came through.
And either Japanese or Chinese culture, like it's how beauty supplies work. Like two people will come to America and everybody back home, you know what I'm saying? Well, so somebody come to America. No, two people come to America, and everybody back home will just send whatever they can to get the business started.
Yeah.
They'll start the business. They'll start making money. And then once they make enough money, they take a lump sum and bring another set of people in to do the same thing, et cetera. So that's a village. Yeah. And so that's basically what we doing. Like y'all putting all y'all money together in this pool to send these kids to go off to do amazing things. Yeah. And then we're gonna have another group of kids and y'all gonna do the same thing. Like it's a village.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful for sure, man. For sure.
I was gonna say something else about the party.
Them drinks was fire.
Huh?
Them drinks was fire.
Hell yeah.
My drink was fire, nigga.
Yeah.
My drink was fire.
I had both of them.
Who drink was better? Taking this long.
And here's the thing, they're very different. So I don't think you can say which one is better. I did have yours second.
No, that's what comparing is.
I know.
You take two different things. If they was the same, it would be hard to say which one is better. Right. I need to put out the Venn diagram.
No, I had yours more. I'll say that.
What the fuck?
I feel like this will happen when you ask a girl whose sex is better or something. It's kind of rambling about a whole bunch of other crazy shit.
I had two of the Rose and Mules, and I only had one of the Jones.
I had fucking 8 of them bitches.
8 of the Jones. I had a bunch of mules. I ain't even bad. Motherfuckers just coming up to me, giving me.
Right. I didn't have to. Shout out to everybody, man. I didn't have to pay for a drink.
Yeah.
From the guys to the girls. Like, come on, let's let me go get you a drink. Let me go get you a drink. I appreciated that. That shit felt. I felt like a bad bitch when they go outside. I ain't have to pay for shit.
Shout out to Rami, OG
J.
with the manicure. She came through with that. Follow her at OGent, right?
Is
OG the gent?
O.gent.
What is it?
The O.gent.
The O.gent. That's confusing.
I know that's it though.
I'll put it in something. But yeah, shout out to Rami. She does male manicure. She focuses on man nails. She doesn't do woman nails, and she got all of the boys right, including the mentors as well. Me and Teron.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chris Jones on the food. He donated a ton of fucking food. It was a lot of that shit, and it was great.
Yeah, that was. It's stuff like that, man. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different pieces where all that shit add up and it matters. You know Absolutely. What I'm saying? No matter if it's a small gesture on somebody else's end, it adds to like the bottom line like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It really helps out and makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? So as we continue to grow and the audience, y'all hear this, y'all got resources, y'all feel like, you can add to what we got going on, that shit helps. I don't care if you could say like, man, I could provide the paper plates and the forks and spoons. That shit gonna matter.
All that shit matters. It's like a high scale cookout.
Man.
That's all this shit is a high scale cookout. Bring something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
What else? I got drunk. I got lit my first time drinking since January 15th. You know what I'm saying? I was lit as fuck. No, it wasn't my first time drinking. Oh, we gotta talk about this. The Patreon members. They flew out. We had a lot of Patreon members.
Facts.
Fly out. That was surreal.
Man.
I always had these moments where things are like feel like surreal to me. Like it's hitting me at one point that this is like happening and it's crazy. And I always go find Jody.
I was just trying to say, you always come find me because I always hear it.
I always go find Jody like, Jody, this is crazy. Like, I don't know why. I never ran past 10 people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might be because my grandma got the same birthday. So I don't know. But because I did that at the bar
when we was
at Blind Barber.
Blind Barber, you did.
Oh, okay.
And I did it again at the party.
You did.
And but yeah, man, I think the biggest thing from all of this, and I feel like this every time, is when you're standing in your idea. Mm-hmm. That shit feels crazy. Yeah. When you're standing in your idea and you remember the moment you had the idea while you're standing in it, that shit feels crazy. Because I remember when we first was like, oh, we gonna throw we was gonna throw the party anyway because we threw the party last year, the launch party. It was like, oh, it's the 1 year anniversary. Let's throw another party. I remember the day that we was like, let's involve the mentees, woo woo, and I was like, let's call it RoseGold. And I just made a fucking logo and I was just like, fuck it. And then to actually be standing there in it, it's just like, damn, like we really like made this shit happen in a very short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Shit, y'all, everybody in this room played a huge role, and it's crazy that we was able to do some of the shit we do with as small of a team as we have.
Oh yeah,
because people would think that it was way more than just us, and we really make shit happen.
Yeah, like for y'all who don't know, it's 4 of us. Y'all know who. If y'all don't picture, y'all know who the 4 people are.
Exactly.
in this room every week. So shout out to Jody, shout out to Real Jones, of course, and that's just amazing. Even just the desire to build community that we always talk about. We've been talking about this shit for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I think we did FC Network years ago, maybe 2020, 2021. There was people who came out. Courtney, shout out to Courtney. Courtney came out with her friends like years ago.
Yeah.
But this time for us to have as many people fly in, you made that solo chat. That shit was like clutch. That ended up being like the thing that made it what it was when you think about it. Everybody vibing before they got there. And we meet at a bar. We actually met in my hotel room. I came out the shower like, damn, I'm telling people this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That was me. I brought them all up.
Shout out to everybody, man. I hate doing names because I don't want to miss nobody. So I ain't gonna do it.
Don't do it.
But some of the cities that came out, we had Philly.
Of course, New York.
Mississippi.
We had North Carolina. We had Tallahassee. We had St. Louis come out. We had Detroit come out.
Facts.
We had Woodhaven, Michigan.
Florida.
I say we had Michigan in the building.
Florida was in there.
Yeah. Atlanta.
First, I can't think of who came from Atlanta off the top of my head, but I'm sure somebody came from Atlanta.
I don't know. I can always forget if where the fuck is Don Tria? I don't know if she if Don Tria is always if she's from Atlanta and lives in North Carolina, or is from North Carolina and lives in Atlanta. I think it's one or the other.
No, I thought Don Terry.
Yeah, Don Terry. Did I say Don Tria?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Don P. I fucked your name up. Sorry.
Nah, I could tell that like Don Terry, you had a leash when you was a shorty. I could tell. Like your mama put a leash on you.
Her mama held her by the wrist.
Nah, right on the neck. Just holding on to the neck. Like, come on.
You know a kid bad as hell when they mama holding them by the wrist instead of the hand. Like, you ain't letting me go, motherfucker.
I'm looking up, bar packed. Everybody right here. I'm like, we passing out shots. What the fuck is Don Terry?
She's so fucking tiny.
Right.
Like, she's like this fucking big. Just
like everybody here right here, you just see hers just.
That shit was crazy, man. That shit was really crazy. Yeah, that shit was dope. Great time.
Definitely. Indubitably.
Great time. Patreon time. Hey man, you got man's perspective today?
Yeah. Gold digging. Gold digging, that's what I'm gonna talk about.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, like baby mama. That's what sparked the thought. Somebody in the comments was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Another gold digger out for getting men's money and all of this. And I feel like a lot of guys who, just women are gold diggers. Nigga, go get some gold. Okay. Like you're like it's jealousy is what it is. Mm-hmm. Because especially if you're shaming the same women who you'd sleep with. If you had the gold, you would give some of it up to get what you want. Yeah. But since you don't have the gold, you want to shame it to make yourself feel better. Mm-hmm. And we're like, niggas with the gold don't care, bro. Like, when you got an abundance of gold, it's like, so I'm getting what I want. But since you have no gold, you're pissed. You call them, you're gold diggers. Yeah, I hate to like take the women's side when they be like, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you ain't got no gold to dig. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, if you tired of women choosing the niggas with the gold, just go get some gold, G. Don't be on the internet hating.
Let's see, advice for boy moms. Everything comes with a cost. I think it's important for our young guys, our boys, to know that everything comes with a cost. And sometimes we think that winning or being successful or getting straight A's costs more than losing. What I mean by that is we know that if we want to win, we want to get straight A's, it's going to take more studying. It's going to take more discipline. It's going to take getting up in the morning. It's going to take all of these things. So the cost, and what I mean by that is the effort and the energy that you put into getting the A. I think there's a natural assumption that costs more than getting the F. That costs more than failing. That costs more than being mediocre or just cruising by. But in reality, it doesn't. The thing is that when you get the A, you pay the cost up front, and when you get the F, you pay the cost on the back end, right? So it's free to get the F. It's no energy that you got to put in to get the F. It's no energy you got to put in to fail early on. But later down the road, later in life, when it's harder for you to sustain yourself, when it's harder for you to get the things you want out of life, that's when you're going to pay the cost. And it's going to be a lot heavier than the cost that you would have paid up front if you would have did the shit that you were supposed to do. Cool. So handle the business, man. Handle the business. That's the word of the day. All right? So for all my people who walk in this path of self-improvement with me, Jones, Jody, and Real, if you're chasing anything in life, keep your foot on the gas and give it your all, man. Decide, plan, sacrifice.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Shoot.
We out.
It's all God in the cake.